everybody, welcome back to another episode. Merlin's beard is officially on the table, and this episode we're going to go ahead and rework this section of the exhaust right here. I've got my mandrel bent piece of tubing, and we're just going to jump right in here and get this thing taken care of. So I'm hoping that it will line up somewhere right around here. So my clamp down here could start right there, but I'm going to actually sneak it past that. That way I have some more material to remove just in case I didn't want to take off that much. And that's where we're going to start our first cut. Oh, of course it rolled on itself. Come on! Oh, wow. Alright, well, that doesn't look as cool. Yeah. All right, we're done with that cut anyway. With my little template up here, I can see where the exhaust starts to bend down. I don't really want to contend with any of that. I want to keep it to where it's still straight up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop right about there. From that point, I'm gonna try to maybe use a piece of this cardboard right here. Actually, this side, so it's flat, or I should say straight. And I'm gonna wrap this around this way so that it'll most likely mimic as close as I can get. I need to give myself a little extra meat to play with though, because I'm gonna give myself a little more material that I can grind away right here. Even though it is kind of sloping down, I'd rather walk it back than wish I had cut it further forward. Here we go. Woo! Well, that got close. Not that it hit my case, but man, it totally took a notch out of that. Come on, baby! Alrighty. Too easy, right? That's the easy part. Let's take a look and see what we've got. Feast your eyes on the old piece that's gonna be in the old scrap pile here. Now, boop, it's gone. First thoughts is the diameter, the outer diameter of this mandrel bend pipe is perfect. It's gonna work on there just fine. Now I have to I may have to walk this back a little bit, so I'm not too concerned on how flat this is right now. I need to go back to, well, about where that line was at originally. And we're just gonna wing it. We're gonna eyeball it. It comes down to cotton, and you know, sometimes it goes good. I'm glad I cut it back this far. Where the straight pipe comes along, it's about maybe an inch away from this pipe. You can take this pipe and lean it out a little more, and there's a total potential of screwing it up. What I'd like to do is I'd like to take this flare out of here and pinch this in and make this more of a radius. You can see it's more of an oval right here. So I want to pinch this in, make it more of just a circle that I'm working it with right about here. We're just going to start right here like this. It may be a little too drastic, so I'm probably not going to take that much out. My most favorite metal bending tool. Oh yeah, look at that. Love bending metal with this guy. Oh yeah. Oh wow, that really worked out good. Got a little bit further to go. Oh, the bottom's just right on the money. Look at that. A little bit more. Come on, buddy. Let's move you. I may have to put another slit in it, but I don't want to. I really want to try to do it just with this. There we go. Ooh, that feels good. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like it. We have to trim just a little bit more off of here. I'm not going to trim anything. I'm just going to grind it. But I'm super happy with that. These splits are going to be so easy to fill. Let's zap her with this grind bit here. Wow, that's nice and smooth already. Perfect. I'm going to try to throw a bevel on these slits here with this cone grinder. Just going to try to get this as flat as I can. Oh, that's nice. I've decided I'm going to cut this pipe right around here. I'm not going to tack this yet. That way, it's going to free this pipe up to bring it up. This won't be here, and I'll be able to see what I'm doing with two pieces of pipe. I'm thinking I want to give myself some extra in case I have to pull back on it. So I'm gonna cut her right here, and let's see if that's even close to my diagram. Oh, what? Check that out. That's pretty close. Pretty close. That's actually spot on. Went ahead and put the hose clamp on this radius pipe. It's going to give me a really nice straight cut. Looking like this. And now that we have this piece free, now we can see how far off or how far close we are. I'm pleased to say I think we're actually pretty dang close, honestly. Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm going to throw on a chunk of tape here just so I don't have to hold this piece. Hey, let's just run it like that. I'm sure that tape will hold. I mean, hey, it's HVAC tape, right? Come on. Okay, I've put a couple of marks on here already, and I know that they are too high, but I'm gonna cut it anyway. I want more than that. That is actually looking pretty decent. A little lower than my marks, so I'm gonna meet it halfway in the middle. I really don't want to cut off too much. Let's see what we've got. What? I'll make sure this is on here like I had it before I get too excited. Because I may have just nailed this first try. Oh my goodness. All I have to do is, I was gonna say cut this pipe back, but I'm not doing that again. So close to the motor and everything. I'm cutting this pipe back. Could it have been any more perfect than, is this, oh my gosh, I didn't even, what? Look at this. I'm on the edge of the cardboard and look where I cut it. Wow. This was literally just a template that I was like, yeah, I kind of want to look like that. I cannot believe it. Honestly, wow. I wonder if I need to mark these top and bottom or if they're almost identical. Should I risk mixing them up? All right, the bottom one's a little bit longer, as you can see. I do have to turn this one a little bit more out, and I have to turn this one a little bit more in. I'm loving it. You know, hey, that hose clamp idea, I'm telling you, if you've ever questioned it, it's always done really good for me, but I must be living right today, because that cut and all these cuts, it's been really great. So use it. It works out like a champ. Gosh, we're not talking much. I mean, we're talking maybe an 1/8 to maybe just a 1/16. It's not much. I can't believe how close I am. I'm gonna take off of this one here, which will make the long one almost the exact same length as that. Won't that be a trip? This is going so well, I don't want to take off too much and then have a silly gap in there. So just a little bit is what we're talking about. I have not flattened and trued up this pipe right here. It's actually walking out at the bottom like this. So I need to true this up a little bit right now. And there it is. Look at that. That looks so much cooler. Man, I love the flow of that. Right on. Okay, I'm gonna bevel all of these edges, and then I'll get my welder set up for welding stainless steel. Well, I couldn't be happier with that result. It's almost like I planned it, and I did, but usually it doesn't work out that well. Super happy. Now we have to weld it, and I've never had a stainless steel setup with the bottles and everything, so I had to come up with a workaround, because quite honestly, when I was building this bike originally, I was just going to make everything out of mild steel and then have it chromed, but I found out that Oregon doesn't have any chromers in the state. I think it's because of some type of environmental laws, and so I was calling around to Washington and Oregon, Washington and California, to find out what my options were, and I only had my exhaust and my sissy bar that I needed to have chromed, and I hadn't even built them yet. I was just calling around to say, hey, you know, which direction should I go in? And the last lady that I talked with, she said, well, why don't you just make it out of stainless steel and just polish it? Okay, well, that's a good workaround, and so that's what I did. But as I looked into what I needed to do to set up my welder for stainless steel, it was expensive. And then I found this company. It's called Blue Demon. Not sure if you can see that, but Blue Demon is a gasless flux core, or just like flux core, any flux core welding wire, or MIG welding wire, but it's for stainless. And I built the whole sissy bar and my pipes using that flux core stainless steel wire, and it works really good. I'm not getting paid to talk about Blue Demon, but honestly, that was the only brand that I could find that had flux core stainless steel wire. There may be others, but that's the one that I found, and they're still in business, and it works well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the regular, just mild steel spool off of my MIG right now. Load this up. That's really all you have to do, is just swap the spool. You don't have to do anything else to your welder. And it'll splatter more, just like any flux core. If you've ever used flux core is great for, especially if you're working outside. All the wind, any amount of wind will blow your shielding gas away. So a flux core is really good, but you will get a lot of splatter with it. And you just take a little chisel and just knock off all the splatter afterwards. And honestly, it doesn't look that bad, at least in my opinion. So we're going to tack these two pipes onto the exhaust, and once it's tacked on really good, at least in 4 spots on both unions, surface mating surfaces. Once I get at least 4 tacks around each radius, I'll make it look as good as it did before, which wasn't, show quality, but it's okay. We'll go ahead and pull off this side of the exhaust, and then finish weld it and grind it down and put it back on. I'm excited. If I had a pipe that looked like this and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to put this side on or this side on, that's when I may stagger these registration marks to where there's like 1 over here and 2 over here. It makes it really easy to know which side goes where, and where to line them up when you have a lot of pipes that go up onto your table and you're grinding them and cutting them and you're bringing them back. Here's a quick little shop tip. I took a plug from plumbing, like black iron plumbing, and welded it to my vise here as a little bowl. And what I do is I grab my cutting fluid. Instead of squirting my cutting fluid all over my project and all over my drill and having it fall everywhere, I just take this and fill up my little jug right there. And then when I'm wanting to drill something, I just take my drill bit and just tap her on down in. You can see that this is a castle nut, but you can also see that there's no cotter pin. It's because this bolt right here isn't designed for a castle nut. There's no hole in it. I think I just grabbed whatever nut and mocked this thing up years ago and went for it, because I went to put a wrench on it and there was no reason to put a wrench on it. You can just boop, 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 boop. Just, oh yeah, just finger tight. I have no clue. There's not even a lock washer on here. I've got no clue how this didn't just vibrate off. And oh, look what's right below it. My chain. Driving right into everything. I can only imagine if this guy decided to do that and then get on the little conveyor belt of the chain, an interesting bad day. Wow. Clearly has some good luck on my side, apparently. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, was I recording that? I was. Okay. I literally just took... Okay. Oh, wow. Just took this out, and this whole entire ear that was welded onto the exhaust with, looks like just maybe 2 tacks, was literally broken and just sitting there. That's what I thought. A washer fell off. I welded on either side of the bolt head on the inside of the fender to prevent the bolt from moving, but you can still remove the bolt. Gotcha. Well, I'm just kind of getting reacquainted with my bike here after so many years. So, okay, well, that bolt can't come out just because of the tire right now, but that's okay. The exhaust can. It's free right now. I put together this combo socket wrench. So it's a step or it's a step down to 1/4 inch extension, and then a wobbly with a shallow socket. And this combo here works perfectly to get inside all of my hardware way back in here. I painted it the same color as my bike. There we go. Nice. Whee! Okay, now let's go weld this up. Hey, here's a really cool quick tip. I always use coupler nuts on my exhaust studs for a couple of different reasons. One, it gives you a heck of a lot more area to put a wrench on or a socket on, and if you round out, you know, like say the front, because it's hard to get off or whatever, you still have a whole bunch of area to put a wrench on. Second reason is because it's just grabbing on way more threads, and so its potential of stripping out isn't going to strip out. And the other benefit to it is that it's protecting your threads from all the rust and weather and road grime and stuff like that. So when you're taking your nut off of your exhaust studs, you don't have to fight through all that. Now, if for whatever reason you don't want to go with a coupler nut, you could go with any of other variety of nuts. So let's just say that my finger is your engine, and this is your exhaust nut down on top of your exhaust flange, and you still have some threads exposed here. Well, you could use a cap nut or an acorn nut. See how it's pointy? Or even, this is like a cap nut that's almost like a coupler nut because it's a lot longer. So if you were to, if you were to just take, like, say, one of this, like this cap nut that's a coupler nut, thread it on there to wherever your nut is on your flange, Then you're now protecting your threads, and it's almost like a jam nut in a way. So coupler nuts are easy, man. I mean, you take one off at a time. Cool. All finished up. Putting on the lock washer and cap nut right now. I didn't need those 2 extra brackets, so I went ahead and cut those off, smoothed this up a little bit, and now that's going to work out just fine. Hey, one last thing I'd like to mention is this floating heat shield I made. It's just a chunk of exhaust pipe, and what I did is I welded 2 nuts onto my exhaust and drilled 2 holes into the heat shield and just placed the heat shield on top of the 2 nuts and just welded right through the hole on top of the nut and ground it smooth. I really, really like it. I mean, the flow is just what I'd imagined, and it went together really slick. Right on. Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump on this thing and ride around the block. Man, that sure was a heck of a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it. Maybe you picked up some tips or tricks along the way. The next video is going to be swapping out that CV carburetor for the S&S, and I can't wait for that. So until that video, take care of yourself. We'll see you then.